What's going on, you guys? Jeremy here. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be breaking down step by step exactly how I was able to help my client Stef 7x'd online fitness coaching business in just a matter of months, and how he went from 5K a month for about 12 months, he was stuck there, to doing 36K cash last month, working less than he was before. I'm going to be breaking it down step by step, pulling up the funnel, and literally showing you exactly what we did and the levers that we pulled to make that happen. And hopefully you can get to learn something. So if you do, drop a comment down below. Let me know what your biggest takeaway was. I really appreciate it and gives me really good feedback to make a lot more bangers just like this. So as you can see, I'm back from Europe. I got a completely new office, got a new camera, mic, computer, light, desk, everything. So I'm pretty excited, and let's get into it. All right, so today we're gonna be talking about exactly how Stef went from 5K a month to 36K a month as an online fitness coach in just about 4 to 5 months. So we started working together back in January. Right now, it's the start of June. So you can do some math there. But anyways, he was able to 7x his business. And in this video, I'm going to break down literally exactly step by step, exactly how we were able to do that, the exact things that we did. And hopefully you'll be able to apply the same things to your business to start making a little bit more money. And if you're actually serious about getting help to do this as well, go check out the main video on my channel where I break down literally my entire process in a lot more depth and the whole program as well. And then if you're actually serious about scaling, book in a call down below. Let's chat, bring your credit card. Let's not waste any time. You owe it to yourself to actually make a lot of money and be rich. So let's get into it, guys. So January 2023, Stef was doing about 5K a month. I think he had hit a 10K month before, but it was very inconsistent, unpredictable, and he had massive fluctuations just like every single month. He's been in the game for about 1 to 2 years as well, and had about 3 to 4K followers on Instagram. So he had a decent sized audience as well. People were liking his content, but it wasn't really hitting as hard as he knew it could and as hard as he wanted. So where most coaches struggle with, and this is exactly what Stef was struggling with too, was he didn't have a clear, concise, precise way to just literally hit a button and get more qualified leads coming to him every single day, right? So the first place we started, well, actually before we even got the ads going, we clarified his messaging, right? And we niched down really hard. So that's what this says. Hopefully you guys can see that. But anyways, we niched down really hard. So before, it was kind of like a little bit more generic as like a fitness coaching offer, just helping people kind of with like mobility and flexibility and stuff like that, just longevity. And like there wasn't too much like pizzazz to it. So we really dialed that in. And what that did was help him create a blue ocean for himself. So then he really just separated himself from the crowd, and he literally doesn't have any competition now, which is really cool. So once we got clear on that, we were able to make ads that just absolutely hit, and literally from day one, they just crushed. So that's how we kind of solved like his traffic problem by just ripping ads, super simple ones on Instagram, and just got a lot more of the right people through, because the more of the right people who are like financially qualified, they are actually a good fit, you can actually help them, and they're exactly who you want to work with. The more of those kind of people that we get in the top of the funnel, the more we get out through the bottom of the funnel, and we get better clients, we get more clients, we make more money per client, we just make more money overall, and our life is a hell of a lot better. So that's where that comes into play. And yeah, so we launched ads. That was able to help him get a lot of traction initially. So he was able to book some calls, sign some clients, make his investment back like very quickly, and then go from there. So the really like one of the key things that happened as well was after that messaging tweak, and after we got very clear with his messaging, his content went nuts. So as you can see right here, like January at the top, January 2023, he had 3K followers. Now he's got over 100,000 followers on Instagram, and making like over 30K a month, and he's literally about to hit 100K in the next probably 90 days, if not sooner. But anyways, like how did he go from 3K to 100K followers in just a few months? Is because his messaging was on point, and the content he was making was very intentionally created to do a lot of like the belief shifting and the pre-selling and the positioning of him as a completely blue ocean offer that's completely different from everybody else in the industry too. So really doubled down, invested into his organic content to go viral. And now like he doesn't have a lead problem anymore, right? Sometimes the problem with that too, though, with organic content is like, it's not very targeted all the time. That's why I like ads, because you can get the right people through But if you get famous and rich, then that's not bad, right? So he was actually able to turn off his ads because his traffic is no longer a problem, because the viral content is just like absolutely pumping. So he had a traffic problem. We fixed that pretty quickly. Now he's got that led to a bit of a kind of like a sales problem. He had like too many leads and closing rate was low, and he was working like a dog, taking all these calls, right? Create middle funnel content that pre-sells, influences, and shifts beliefs. So by doing this actually warms up and nurtures the prospects a lot more, because like after this, like the traffic problem is solved and we don't have a problem there. So now we just need to actually warm them up and get them to buy, right? So pretty straightforward. But when you do this right, and this is where most people go wrong, and most people don't even really think about this, but it makes your sales process a million times easier, because then when you actually get them in the DMs and on the sales call down here, like they don't really give you many objections. They're ready to go. Your sales calls go from like sales calls where you actually have to sell, handle objections, and throw in like guarantees and spice up your offer and do all that bullshit, to literally just like an enrollment call where it's like, okay, you ask them questions like to qualify them, make sure you can actually help them. And then it's like, okay, let's rock and roll, because they're already pre-sold. So that's one thing that most people don't do, and you need to do that. So from there, I didn't include it, but we also worked on a video sales letter. And what this does is actually warms up big time, especially. Oh, fuck. So what the video sales letter does is actually warm them up a lot too before the call, and get them like actually kind of indoctrinated into the process and exactly how we're going to help them solve their specific problem. So that helps a ton. And then of course, call to actions, right? We've got the leads coming through, they're consuming content. Now we got to get them to actually raise their hand and take that next step to get down to the bottom of the funnel. So most people just do like a super boring call to action where it's like, I'm looking for 5 coaches that want to hit 10K a month, like that kind of bullshit, but it gets old, you know? So what Stef's done an incredible job at doing is having very unique call to actions. And what I mean by that is, like, an example would be like taking an objection that he gets on sales calls, or like some sort of limiting beliefs that his clients have or his prospects have, and completely just like shifting those beliefs, and then having a call to action at the end, backed up with a ton of social proof too. So that's kind of the formula to a really good call to action. So you can take that and kind of apply that to your own business too, right? If you just have a call to action with nothing else, then it's not really too great. But if you can stack it with a ton of social proof, client results, stuff like that, and make it very unique, and talk about how you are positioned differently, how you're a blue ocean, stuff like that, then that's going to make these a hell of a lot more effective. So then you don't make call to actions where nobody replies, right? Which nobody wants. So yeah, that's kind of the middle funnel. And then bottom of funnel. So now he had a ton of traffic coming down, right? You're getting warmed up, getting nurtured, pre-sold. I got to deal with that, right? So definitely ran into a bottom of funnel problem where he was literally getting too many DMs every single day from ideal clients that he could actually help, that wanted his help, that he couldn't reply to all of them. So we actually have 2 appointment setters in his DMs going nuts and booking tons of calls. I helped him find them just in the program. I've got like a database of appointment setters. So I've got like over 100 people that have applied, and anyways, yeah, people that are qualified. So like, if any of my clients need a setter, they can literally just go in there and pick and choose from like all these applications, which is really cool. Makes it just super simple and super easy. Everything's just kind of in one place. So anyways, yeah, they handle all the new lead flow, pack out the calendar, book sales calls. The volume is no longer an issue. So really, like, they're focused on qualifying really hard and increasing the quality of the sales calls too. Cause like they could be booking like 30 calls a day if they needed to, or if they wanted to, but they don't. And I wouldn't either. I'd rather have fewer calls with the right people and actually have a decently high closing rate. So that way you're just talking to the right people and you can actually help them and you're not wasting anybody's time, right? Because that sucks. So from there, like, once the 2 setters just going nuts, they're going ham, built a sales team as well to help Stef kind of get off the calls so he can work on the business instead of in it. Because that's where a lot of coaches stay stuck, is they're stuck taking all the sales calls, they're taking 4 or 5 a day, and they basically just became a closer. But then a lot of like limiting beliefs are like, oh, I can't find anybody that closes as well as I can, and I don't want to lose a bunch of money. But then you got to really think about the opportunity cost, right? That's the key to 100K a month and beyond. So yeah, that's something that we're still kind of tweaking, working on right now. But he's got one closer that's absolutely crushing it. He's still taking a couple calls here and there, just to kind of keep some cash coming in too. But the other guy's rocking and rolling. So we'll get him fully removed from the sales process. Then he goes fully on the business instead of in it, right? Just kind of all he literally has to do is just make content and like coach, lead the team. So that's pretty cool. And then, yeah, so from there, then everything's kind of systemized, right? The ads are automated, or actually the ads are off right now, because his messaging is so dialed in. And that's another thing that like is really important to understand too. It's like I preach ads and all of that, but like if you just launch, like anybody can launch ads, but not everybody can launch disgustingly profitable ads. Like last month, my ROAS was 24x, and like you don't see that often because my messaging is just so dialed in. So that's the first place I start with every single client. It's like you get in the program, that's what we're going to do, because without that, then like you've probably tried, you maybe have tried running ads before, but they're not very profitable. It's because you're doing it wrong, right? Like actually setting up the ads and running them, that's the easy part, but actually setting them up properly and getting the messaging really dialed in, that's the hard part. So that's the secret to insanely profitable ads. But yeah, so that's kind of what we did. And hopefully you were able to learn something. If you're actually serious about implementing very similar systems into your business as well, you can watch the main video on my YouTube channel right now where I break down the entire funnel process right here in a lot more detail and show you exactly what I'll help you build out for your business, build a predictable and consistent client acquisition system rather than kind of like being just a freelance coach and relying on organic and just having it very inconsistent, lots of fluctuations, unpredictable, and you're kind of stuck around like 5 to 30K a month. So I don't work with beginners anymore. So you need to actually have a proven offer that people have bought before. You've made some sales, right? You're making content, but you just need more people to sell to. So then we'll dial in your messaging, launch some ads, build out a team, and make the right content to do a lot of pre-selling for you. So that way you don't have to like fight tooth and nail on sales calls just to get some cash in the door. End up signing the wrong clients. So nobody wants that. So if you're actually serious about it, watch the video, book a call in the description. My calendar link is right there. Talk to me directly and we'll get you scaling. Make sure you bring your credit card too. I don't like wasting time. So you need to like, it's not cheap. The program is not cheap right now and it's never going to be cheaper than it is right now as well. It's only going to go up in value and price. So make sure you're actually committed. You're ready to actually invest in yourself and grow because you deserve to be rich. You deserve to make a lot of money. And I can 100% help you do that. Exactly how I help Stef and literally hundreds of other coaches too. So if that sounds like you, book a call down below, check out the main video on my channel, and I'll talk to you soon.